Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and we are playing Sakura Succubus 5, of course. Sakura Succubus 5, subtitled The Chase After the Mate. Because she's pretty much my goal here. Mine, not necessarily might mean we'll actually get her in the game for, unfortunately. We'll find out. And now, let's go to the city of Rosenberg, I guess, with Marina and Hazel, I think. It says both Hazel and Marina's behest that an hour later I find myself in a pleasant cafe in Rosenberg. The cafe is one that specializes in sweets, and taking advantage of their extensive menu, my two dates order an extensive amount of food. I hadn't thought Marina, being a mature woman, would have such a sweet tooth, or Hazel for that matter, who has her career as a sportswoman to fuss about. Hazel's a health nut, and she's always been one to sing the praises of fresh fruits and veggies. She goes for jogs every morning too, and can be found most days practicing her serves on the tennis court. It's a surprise, therefore, that Hazel and Marina look so excited as they do about all the sweets they've ordered. Their enthusiasm is such, however, that it's almost infectious. Hazel practically salivating, and Marina's eyes are lit up like a small child's. Case in point. That's a nice CG, as expected of Wing Cloud. Anyway.
Oh wow, this cheesecake is adorbs. Look at all these little strawberry seeds to die for.
Hey, at least it seems like they finally managed to find some common ground for themselves.
This chocolate sundae is most exquisite too. The ice cream is very sweet, but it's counterbalanced perfectly by its sauce, which is somewhat tart. I wonder if it was made with dark chocolate. Whoever prepared this dish must be artisan skilled, indeed, in the culinary arts. I am most satisfied. Same here. Japanese desserts are great and all, but there is something extra special about all these European ones. I feel like I'm going back to my roots. I might as well be in America now. Again.
Huh? Wait, now that Hazel mentions it, I guess she was brought up in America. Which one for? Okay, we know it's United States, but still. Hazel's fondness for sugar is starting to seem a lot less out of character now. True. I'm still surprised by Marina for. Can you really eat all of that? Obviously, I have an array of dessert spread before us on the tabletop. Cute slices of cake and fluted glasses full of sundaes dotted here and there like flowers in the field. You know what? Look at this picture and think. What is the place that the calories might go to? That's right. They go to the place of men's dreams and desires. Anyway, it seems a bit excessive.
Oh, Hiroki.
Hazel pouts.
You've got, live a little. We're on holiday, you know. It's fine to be excessive every once in a while. Besides,
Hazel flexes her muscles.
Whew! Eating all this will give me an excuse to work out even harder this evening. I'll burn all this sugar off. You just wait and see. Yes, indeed. I do not often indulge in sweets, but I am not opposed to them in theory. I enjoy indulging in delicious, decadent chocolate just as much as the next woman. The richer, the better. I can't say I'm much of a man of white chocolate.
I like them. I like both, to be honest.
For it is overly sweet for my liking. The tartness you get from high-grade dark chocolate, however, really is divine.
Dark chocolate, it depends. Like, I would say sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Which is weird, but yeah. I guess you could say I do like it overall. Or more like, it depends who makes that dark chocolate, something like that. Anyway,
my taste buds feel As for they are in heaven. Mine too! I'm ascending! This is like incredible! You've got to try some of this, Hiroki! You might as well sample some of this too. Come now, dear. Don't be shy. Don't wish to taste my chocolate.
Both Hazel and Marina proffer me their spoons, which are laden with desserts. Hazel beaming while Marina smiles seductively. Oh, don't make me choose here. These two sure look like they're having fun. I'm glad they're taking our trip to Astoria as a chance to cut loose for once, but... Isn't that kind of brazen? I glance about the cafe surreptitiously, my brow furrowed. You two are both famous. Anybody could be watching us, especially after that fiasco at the airport. I don't want to give the general public even more scandalous pictures to salivate over.
Ah, you care for my reputation that much, dear. How very sweet.
Marina giggles.
Truly, you're even more delectable than these cakes. Please don't worry your pretty head, for darling. I don't care one jot what the general public think of me, or more of my relations.
Alright. Gotta love her about that.
As a grown woman, I ought to be allowed to see whoever I want.
So true.
What I do on my time off is nobody's business but my own. I will not let anybody call me. Same here! I'm like always in the papers on account of my unique playing style.
By unique playing style, I presume Hazel's talking about her fondness for showing up on the tennis court. Commando. Actually, it was not really commando, but in her case, Schrodinger's pantsu. When I first began researching Hazelunias before I had the chance to meet her in person, I saw all sorts of interesting images of her circulating on various internet search engines. Come on, there's only one you would use, let's face it. The others are garbage. There were a bunch of images, to be more precise, of her pleated skirt flipped up mid-match. People were engaged in pretty fierce debates across all sorts of internet forums as to whether Hazel wore peach-colored underwear or whether she was going commando under her tennis skirt. I guess Hazel's accustomed to rumors being spread about her. Not just about her romantic partners, it's a known fact that Hazel's bi, but about her nether regions. Anyway.
I don't care if people wanna gossip about me, it's old hat at this point. I'm so used to it, it doesn't bother me at all, not in the slightest. It would appear Hazel and I are on the same page. Neither of us care about the public, what the public think, and neither should you.
So, what a wonderful pair of women.
Now please, do not let your anxiety spoil our holiday. I'm not in the boardroom at the present, so I would prefer to enjoy myself. Will you not let me feed you, darling? And me! Say open up!
Alright. I capitulate after a pause. I can see I'm not going to win against these two. As opponents, they are way too formidable. Left with no other option, or so it seems, I open my mouth obligingly so Hazel and Marina can feed me. Both women lean forward, their chests pressing against the table as they take advantage of my servility. Hazel feeds me first with a piece of tart strawberry shortcake, and Marina follows suit with a spoonful of her ice cream sundae. Or is it said sundae? Whatever. Probably sundae. Whatever. I swallow both sweet treats, savoring them upon my tongue. Once they've been consumed, I say while smiling,
Hey, that really is good. Tajasso! Can you see now why I was so very enthusiastic earlier? Desserts at this place are truly top class. They are well suited for a lady such as myself.
Yeah, I can see it now. These desserts are like nothing I've ever tasted before. It's almost better than the food back in the palace. Speaking of which... Hey, you two. I have, something to confess.
Oh.
Marina, intrigued, raises one neatly plucked eyebrow.
And what might this be?
It's about Elizabeth. I know I mentioned this before, but... I really do think that she's flirting with me. In fact, after all that transfer... I wonder how did you get to that conclusion, man? I think she's flirty. This guy. What a punk. In fact, all that transpired in the bathroom this morning, I don't think there are any might about it. Elizabeth was being pretty insistent about the whole affair. I would not complain about that, to be fair. I didn't complain about it myself at all, actually. Dude, I mean, Elizabeth is awesome. I like her. I mean, as long as the approach is only for me, of course. I freaking love the fact. Okay. I could not live with the information that it was not like that at all. Yeah, pretty much sums my thoughts up over here. Elizabeth, she's just being attentive like any maid should be, but I think she's taking things too far. She's being pretty intense about it, actually.
Oh, intense, you say?
Marina grins.
Well, I'm not surprised. You are irresistible after all, darling.
Do you really think so?
To succubi like us, yes. Your scent is more appealing than all these lovely desserts. And you ought to know, after sampling them, how wonderful they are. Marina's right about that. I was bowled over like the first time I met you. I never met anybody with a scent quite like yours before. Guy or girl, you're super special, Hiroki. Whether Elizabeth is a succubus or not remains to be seen, but if she likes you as you claim she does, perhaps you ought to see to consoling her.
And by that you mean?
I think you know what I'm implying.
Maria's knowing smile widens.
Your harem is so extensive. You might as well add another conquest to its ranks. I don't mind.
Do you really think I'm capable of pleasing yet another woman? I have my hands full already.
Oh, if you were a lesser man, I would say no. But you are not lesser man. Hiroki, you are the man I'm in love with. And any man who has earned my favor such as you must be far above the average. I know from experience your stamina is most impressive.
Thank you.
I'm certain you can do it.
Thank you.
Me too, me too. Go, go, Hiroki. I'll be cheering you on.
Are you going to get a cheerleader outfit like Cosmos as well? Anyway. Okay, well, I pursue another woman.
Why not? You only live once.
I would not be able to do it myself. Honestly, for like... Sure, it's a game. It's fine. Let's go for it, right? Besides, this game is about that, basically, to get yourself a harem and so on. However, real life, I know I would not be capable of going after more than one. Like, I like my feelings being for one person, basically. I don't know, maybe it's weird. No, it's not weird, come on. I think it's normal. More like, also, I kinda like my attention, I guess, to be for one person, something like that. For if you drop on me a band of succubuses like here, who knows?
Sight says about this cutie. I wouldn't mind getting to know her a little better myself. My outfits are the best.
Yeah. I sigh. I should have known you'd react like that. You just can't help yourself, can you, when a pretty woman are involved?
Oh, guilty as charged. As for myself, I would welcome the competition. Another suitor for your hand might assure it. It would keep me on my toes, if nothing else. I would hate to be too assured of your continued feelings for me, for therein lies complacency, and in complacency, desolation. That is how all relationships end, even the very passionate ones. If one person stops trying, it's all over.
That's so true! If you stop trying, it's game over. So I feel like it's nice to find someone that you will feel like you are actually on twos a little bit. So you constantly want to try, you know? Yeah, that's right. Let's basically state that fighting for a person you love does not end when you get into a relationship with that person, right? It has to be a continued thing. So true. Advice from PolishLynx, basically. Anyway.
Fortunately, I have never been one to back down from a challenge. It keeps me young. Me too! I wouldn't be an athlete if I didn't love the thrill of a fair fight. I'd like my relationships to be the same. They are more fun when they're unpredictable. The rush of adrenaline I get when I'm with you, Hiroki, is just as good as the buzz I get while I'm on the field. I never know if another woman will come out of the woodwork to try and steal you away. In fact, I think it's been quite a little while. It's been a little quiet on that front lately. The status quo could use a bit of shaking up.
I mean, I guess the previous Sakura game was pretty much holiday, so I think my night's been pretty thoroughly shaken as is after meeting all of you. Succubi. I shake my head bemused. I'm not sure what I was expecting, really, before I thought to bring up Elizabeth's advances. Were I in a normal relationship, I'm sure any hypothetical girlfriend would be upset at Elizabeth's contact. Marina and Hazel, however, seem to be taking this as some kind of game. I suppose that's because they are succubi. Their way of thinking must be a little different from that of ordinary women's.
I would very much like it if your relationship with Elizabeth were to blossom, if only because it will make our time together all the sweeter. However,
here Marina frowns.
Magnanimous as I am, not even I am wholly immune to envy.
Oh? I blink. It looks like the waters in which I'm treading aren't quite as untroubled as first I thought. Do you have a problem with this, Marina?
I would not call it a problem per se. I would not begrudge you if you wish to spend more time with this saucy maid, although...
Marina pouts.
I would like if you could lavish some attention upon me too, from time to time. Same here. Marina and I have known you way longer than Elizabeth, so we should get first tips on your body. We might be on a date right now, but that's not really enough to satisfy me. Why don't we all have some fun together?
I think I know what she's implying when she says fun, but just to double check. Are you propositioning me, Hazel?
Oh, maybe I am. What of it?
Hazel grins.
It's been ages since I last got to spend in real time with you, Hiroki. I wanna enjoy our date to the fullest. Me too. It might be too early to indulge in such relations. It is not much later than midday, but I have never been one to care for conventions. Now we've eaten, I've got to work off all these calories. As do I. I have a meeting scheduled tonight, and I would like to take this as an opportunity to divest myself of all my accumulated stress. Fortunately, I imagine such impulses might strike me beforehand, and I have already gone to the effort of booking a hotel room. Now...
Marina serviced me from across the table, her green eyes glinting.
Shall we? It's been so long since last I indulged myself in your affections, darling. I'm all a quiver with anticipation. Let us make today's date one, which we shall remember for a good long while to come. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
A handful of days later, I found myself sitting once more in the parlor as I have many times before, watching yet another Karuta match play out between Stephania and Hifumi. Elizabeth is acting as the reciter as per usual. She reads out the poems in her smooth rhythmic voice. Her Japanese is as proficient as any native's despite her distinctly Western looks. I guess. Elizabeth reads out poem after poem until...
But now, I know the true meaning of love. Hey!
Hifumi reaches out, ever elegant despite her haste, and smacks her palm down a card on her side of the field. With this successful claim, Hifumi wins their match. Though several cards remain in play, the gulf between Stephania and Hifumi is now too great for Stephania to overcome it. Stephania's defeat is a crushing one. It's all over. If Stephania were less cheaper, I imagine she might bemoan the outcome of this match, but it isn't to be. Instead, smiling brightly, Stephania says,
That was incredible, mistress. You really are a sight to behold. Watching you clean the cards is so very invigorating, it makes my heart pound within my breast. Your motions are so graceful, you're akin to poetry yourself. While I do not enjoy losing, it is most vexing. I've yet to make some more progress. I can accept my defeat when it is at your hands. You're the most worthy opponent I could ever hope to face. Why, thank you. I am gratified to hear that you enjoy our bouts so, but please, do not be overly critical of yourself. I believe that you have made progress, for you yourself may not be able to see it. These things are slow, that is all. There is no need to rush. I shall be here for a week longer, and during this time I will impart upon you all I know. Oh, mistress, you are very good to me. I am as good as you deserve. You are so very sweet, dear Stephania, I cannot help but wish to spoil you. Why, I regard you just like a little sister. Oh, being your little sister might be so bad. I'm an only child, and I...
Same, actually.
And I have often wondered what it would be like to have siblings. But no.
Stephania shakes her head, her eyes blazing with determination.
I cannot afford to regard you as family, mistress, not when your skills are so superior to mine. That would only serve to confuse our worlds. For the present time, I am not but a humble challenger, for I hope in time I may one day be able to surpass you. To that end...
Stephania stops a finger in Hifumi's direction.
Would you be interested in facing against me once more in an official capacity?
More official? Hifumi tilts her head curiously, one hand resting upon her cheek.
In what manner do you mean? I was thinking it might be nice, but before I leave, if we could televise one of our card matches across Astoria. As Astoria's princess, I can make this eventually come to pass. I need only petition my parents, and they will bring a camera crew here forthwith. Whether I win or lose is immaterial. I want only for the publicization of our tournament to introduce more of my country folk to the joys of Japanese culture and of course to Karuta. As the sport's reigning queen, there is somebody more appropriate to showcase the joys of Karuta than you. What do you say, mistress? Would you care to grant me this favor? Huh?
Oh my. Hifumi surveys Stephania for a few moments, unblinking, before her eyes creasing in the corners, she smiles.
You sound as though you have given this proposed venture quite a lot of thought. Maybe a little.
Stephania demurs, while pressing her index fingers together.
I'm quite fond of Karuta, in case you hadn't noticed.
At this point, I think we'd have to be blind not to notice and deaf to... I murmur under my breath, for nobody's benefit but my own. Hifumi and Stephania don't seem to have heard me. They are too lost in their own world.
I'm aware of your feelings, Stephania, and I think they are most admirable. There are a few people in this world who dedicate themselves so earnestly to their passions. That is why I enjoy playing cards with you too. Your desire to improve remains unwavering, despite your many losses. You are truly hardworking, and I would like to reward your efforts. I think you deserve it. Oh!
Stephania stares at Hifumi, her eyes wide.
Does that mean you'd be willing to grant my wish, mistress? But of course, I would be more than happy if one of our competitions was broadcast across Astoria. I'm not, as you should know, camera shy, given my occupation as an actress, and indeed...
Hifumi approaches me, then winds her arm through mine.
My relationship with Hiroki here, who happens to be a photographer. I rather enjoy being the center of attention, for that may seem a touch narcissistic.
Hifumi giggles.
I would also enjoy making you happy, dear Stephania, and this seems an easy way to get about it. Thank you for a kind invitation. I too believe that this will be a lot of fun.
With Hifumi and Stephania's negotiations completed, the pair of them sit in a parlor to partake in a spot of afternoon tea. I join them at Stephania's behest and soon find myself nursing a cup of Darjeeling, poured by Elizabeth's expert hand. The Darjeeling exudes a fragrant aroma, its mirror-like surface a rich deep amber hue. When I bring the teacup to my lips and sip, I'm pleasantly surprised at just how delicious the tea is. Oh yes. So good. While I'm partial to tea, I'm more of a green tea sort of guy. I like both. I don't really go in for all these fancy blends, and I know precious little about the difference between Darjeeling and, say, Kilimanjaro. Same, I don't know the difference. Despite my ignorance, however, about any type of tea other than matcha, however, even I can appreciate how delicious this tea tastes. Same, exactly. It really is good. I exhale, rejuvenated, as the earthy, slightly sweet taste of the Darjeeling washes over my tongue. Do all members of Astoria's royal family partake in fancy tea times like this? If so, I was born to the wrong social stratum. Heck, the wrong country. Okay. No, man. No, I think you have nothing to complain about. Being born in Japan sounds nice. Maybe I'd make a good European noble myself. Dude. Would be crazy if nobility was still around. Now it's just trash politicians. I'm speaking about Poland. Absolute garbage of society, basically. Anyway. The politicians, yes. It's a nice thought, I suppose. For not, alas, a very practical one. I'm Ogasawara Hiroki, no matter how it's licensed, and I'll never end up an earl or a duke, much less a king. Hey, not unless I happen to marry into the right bloodline. Hey, I mean, technically, if you were to marry Yue, you become the king of succubuses, right? And if we talk about this palace, we are more likely to go after the mate. I mean, actually, not more likely. We are definitely going after the mate. We are not going after the princess. The princess... Anyway, getting married for the sake of drinking delicious tea seems to a step too far for. Not to mention all the wonderful succubi girls that we have.
What a delightful beverage this is.
Hifumi remarks after taking a sip of her own Darjeeling.
This might be some of the best tea I have ever consumed, and I have partaken in a number of tea times during my time. I must offer you my compliments, Miss Elizabeth, on your brewing capabilities. Princess Stephania is most fortunate to have you in her employ.
Elizabeth, who's standing sentry by the tea table, offers an courtesy in response.
Why, thank you. You are too kind. I do not, however, require your compliments. I believe I'm only acting as any maid ought. You always say that, Lizzie. You're so stiff and formal.
Stephania pouts.
You want to learn how to accept a compliment for once in your life. Can you see that my mistress is trying to be nice to you? I can see that, and it is most appreciated. I would not, however, wish to cast a pall upon the proceedings by being rude. You aren't rude at all, Lizzie. It is quite the opposite, in fact. You're much too polite. I would prefer if you would join us at table so we could all enjoy your tea together. That'd be grand. I wish very much that we might all be friends. As kind offer as that is, milady, I fear I must keep my distance. That is my duty as your maid. Worry not, however.
Gently, Elizabeth smiles, some of the eyes about her impassive countenance towing.
Nothing could make me happier than watching you enjoy yourself thus, milady. If you are satisfied, then I am satisfied. I'm satisfied, yeah, but if you would tend to be a bit more selfish. Perish the fault. My life, as I'm sure you know, is dedicated to your service, milady. Please use me as you wish and worry me not about my feelings. They are immaterial. Now,
Elizabeth's gaze sweeps along the table.
What of your pastries? Would you care to partake in them? The cook made them specially to pair with your tea. There is apricot jam to go with them too. I could prepare you a croissant for you, milady, if you wish. Oh no, it's fine. I can spread my own jam and better myself. I'm a little child and more than is mad. Please forgive me then. I shall leave it to it if you wish to be alone with your companions. Please do not hesitate to call me, however, should you have further need of my services. As always, I shall hasten and fly to your side without delay. Remember, lady, that no request of yours could ever burden me.
So saying, Elizabeth turns on her heels, then vacates the parlor. Stephania watches her go, her green eyes focus upon her maid's retreating back, then sighs. Hifumi, hearing this sigh, looks at Stephania curiously and says,
Are you quiet? Alright, Stephania dear? Steffi, are you alright?
Is what Hazel would ask, basically.
I'm fine, I suppose. I had a good game of cards with you, mistress, and I enjoy myself immensely. I wish only that Lizzie would be less formal. I know she's doing her job, yet I do not like to think that I am yet another duty she must attend to.
Stephania hangs her head and begins to trace the rim of her teacup with her fingertips.
I know that Lizzie cares for me. She makes that quite apparent, but the way she carries it is incredibly stiff.
Does she always talk to you like that?
Not at all the time, no. Lizzie's far less formal when we're alone together. Around others, however.
Stephania shakes her head.
Well, I ought not to take umbrage at Lizzie, so I know she means the best for me. She is in fact my dearest friend in the palace. None of the other servants speaks to me as Lizzie does, not in my bedchamber, and certainly not before guests. They all keep their distance, a fact I cannot fault them to, for they can hardly treat me as an equal given I'm princess. My social status is so immense, most people cower before me. I understand that, but...
A dolorous Stephania reaches for a golden brown croissant, arranged artfully upon a plate in the center of the table, and liberates it. She cuts the croissant open with the silver blade of her knife, then applies a generous amount of apricot jam upon it.
Well, there seems like little point in crying over spilled milk. It was lonely growing up in the palace, yes, but I was never wholly alone. I had my parents, but of course I had Lizzie. My upbringing has been very privileged, really. I know few live in luxuries, I do. Having little in the way of friends seems a small price to pay for my good fortune. Furthermore, the palace is far livelier now than it was. I'm most happy that I was afforded the opportunity to make your acquaintance, mistress.
Stephania inclines her hand to Hifumi's direction.
And yours too, Mr. Gosawara. Spending time with you, the pair of you, is most diverting, indeed. I can recall the last time I had such fun.
Oh,
well, isn't that a sweet sentiment?
I wonder how I should reply. I'm glad I was able to meet you. Meeting you has been kind of awkward, but kind of awkward. Dude, let's say it was kind of awkward, should we? It would be kind of funny to say that, I think. But at the same time, what's the point of saying that? Yeah, I'm glad I was able to meet you too, for I'm also glad I was able to meet Elizabeth. Yes, Elizabeth is a girl. I am glad I was able to meet you too.
Oh!
Stephania blinks at me, her green eyes bright with emotion.
You are?
Of course. I smiled at her. I mean, you're very cute after all, and it's not only that you're incredibly kind. Spending time with you in Astoria has been an honor.
My!
Stephania blushes in response to my compliments, her cheeks turning bright red.
You're too kind. I can't remember the last time a man who wasn't my own father has ever been so nice to me. This might be the first time, in fact. I've been horribly sheltered in the past, as you know, but...
Stephania beams.
I've had many new experiences, all thanks to meeting you. I'm in your debt.
Fus, saying Stephania picks up a piece of croissant between her fingertips and pops it into her mouth. She chews in swift, almost defiant motions, and upon swallowing exclaims,
My, this is wonderful. The pastry is so light and flaky. It positively made some on my tongue. The pair of you must try this pastry too. In fact, I must stop on it. Please eat. Do. I'll be crying shame if you are to waste something so yummy.
Okay, I'm also trying to make her voice, you know, like fast-paced, by the way, you know. Her personality kinda strikes me like that. She would be talking super fast. Anyway.
Let us eat and be happy together. As a princess I commanded, I will not permit you any say in the matter. Woo! Ho, 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 ho.
The rest of the day passed in a blur, and before I knew it, I found myself lying in bed in my vast, luxurious chamber. The events of the last few days have left me feeling pretty tired. I feel like I could drift off to sleep at any given moment. But my mind is occupied with too many uneasy thoughts. I can't help but think of that conversation I had with Elizabeth a few days ago, and after that, my discussion with Marina and Hazel. Marina and Hazel seemed not to care about my polarity, but it's beginning to worry me. Now that word has gotten out in the press about my relationships with Hifumi, Marina and Hazel, I shudder to think what might happen in the future. Dude, truthful, what will happen if the Succubi around the world find out, hey, Hifumi is with that guy? I should check him out too! Dude. Anyway, what would happen if the public got wind of our affair? Idols, unlike actresses, businesswomen, and tennis champions, aren't allowed to have relationships. I'm afraid Oscar would be put on an indefinite hold if she found herself embroiled in a scandal.
Just become a normal singer.
You don't need to be an idol. I'm worried too about Cosmos. For she's an idol like Iris, her career is in a similar precarious position. She makes her living via selling suggestive photos of herself online to a huge retinue of loyal fans. They are all simps. To be fair, I feel like even if, on the other hand, if she dated someone, I bet there would be some idiots that would be into it. Let's face it. Simps will always simp. It said fans, the vast majority of them guys learned Adorable Cosmos was in a dedicated relationship with another man. I'm afraid they might abandon her. I don't want to risk ruining Iron Cosmos' reputations. I'm worried too about what my parents... On the other hand, couldn't Cosmos like just become a model? Anyway, I'm worried about what my parents must think of this whole debacle. I've not called my mother since my earlier aborted attempt to fess up and attempt cut short by Ayu. I know I should attempt to explain everything again, but what with our current time zone difference and my own incessant exhaustion, I don't have the mental energy. I'm afraid any further explanations on part would be incredibly awkward. There's also my reputation at work to consider, which was already precarious enough without my complex tangle of interpersonal relationships becoming so widely well known. I've never been the sort of guy to crave the limelight. If given a chance, I'd much rather slink into the shadows. That's why I always dreamed, since I was a young boy, of being a photographer. I want to show off the best attributes of other people, not my own. Hypocritical though it might sound, I've never really liked having my own photo taken. What will come of my future? Now I've become a person of some renown. I almost shudder to think of it. I'd like to imagine the general public have better things to do than sieve over an average guy like me, but if I were to check the web, I bet it's full of people slandering me. Hifumi has an awful lot of fans, as do Marina and Hazel. I guess it's the price I've got to pay for going out with so many high-profile women. I feel so weary, I've half a mind to get up and take a stroll. That might help me relax if nothing else. But after giving it some thought, I decide against it. I'm a guest at this palace, no matter how welcome Stephania might be making me, and I don't want to wander through her hallways at night. I'd be better served staying put in my room. It's with this thought in mind that I turn over in bed, the covers shifting around me. And then sighing, my eyelids fall shut. I think of my Succubus companions and of Stephania. No, I don't care about Stephania, come on. And of her mysterious mate, Elizabeth. Exactly, that's who I think about. I'm not sure what tomorrow will bring, but it seems certainly my adventures in Astoria are far from over. It's with this knowledge in my mind that sleep, at long last, descends upon me. It twines its arms around me, settling over my body like snow. And then the last vestiges of my consciousness fade away. My consciousness fades away and the night arrives and... Oh! It's the end. Okay. I didn't expect that. Wanakai, let's go! Honestly, what's the other artist? Inma? Yeah, I mean, I like her arts as well. Her or his, or theirs. I like Inma's arts as well. But there is something about Wanaka's artworks for Sakura games, like that hits really in a wonderful way. I wonder what that is about exactly. Okay, let's have a look. Steam, Sakura Succubus 5 still running. There is one achievement left, ladies and gents. So I guess I need to make somewhere a different choice. And it's also the most rare of the achievements. And I see what exactly it is because there is a description for it. It's not hidden or anything. So, well, I'll see you in the next episode. We'll get that other achievement as well. For now, hope you guys enjoyed. Consider liking, maybe subscribing if you haven't already. You can say something about the girls, like, who would you eat the dessert from first, Hazel or Marina? You can also go to my socials, Twitter, Instagram, and of course to Twitch, where we stream on Fridays and Saturdays, occasionally. That's it. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.